Hello and welcome to our assembly today. We've been thinking over the last few weeks with Bubble and Squeak and with the stuff in the box, we've been thinking about the different senses, seeing, listening, smelling. In fact, there's only one left. So today we're going to be talking about touch. Touch different things. It all feels different, doesn't it? But Bubble and Squeak are coming, so I'm going to see if they can work out what we've got to think about today and maybe what we've been thinking about over the last few weeks. Let's see what they're like. Oh, here they come. As usual, I can hear them before I can see them. Here they come. Hello, Bubble and Squeak. How are you? Good. Have you enjoyed our assemblies over the last few weeks? You have. Good. Can you remember all the things we've been talking about? No? Oh, that's a good start, isn't it? We've been thinking about senses, haven't we? We've been thinking about seeing. Do you remember? You got your glasses, Squeak, didn't you? Because you couldn't see properly. What are you saying, Bubble? Oh, we were doing about listening as well, weren't we? Yes, and hearing different things. We did that amazing story about how Hannah prayed and her lips were moving, but God heard her, even though she wasn't saying anything. That's right. What else did we do? Can you remember? We did the one about eating. Yes, you liked the food, didn't you? I ate a banana. It was a really nice banana. Oh, can you remember what we did last week? That wasn't quite as nice. Yeah, it was a pretty stinky sock, wasn't it? Oh, and then we sprayed air freshener. God, dear, that was strange, wasn't it? And we remembered we had that story about how Mary washed Jesus' feet. That was incredible. So we've done seeing, hearing, listening. We've done smelling. We've done tasting. What do you think's left? Touch! That's right. We've got to work out and think about touch. So I think the best way to do that might be to have a look and find out what's in the box, don't you? Are you ready? Should we have a quick look? Here we go. Strange. Well, that's it. Usually, how many things are in the box? Just one, isn't it? Whenever I open the box, there's one thing in there. But when I looked in it just now, there were two things. Now, I know that's never happened before, has it? Well, do you think I better open it again and see if we can work it out? Okay, ready? Here we go. What's in the box? Okay, two things. I'm going to shut the box, then everybody can see. We've got a bit of sandpaper. And we've got a baby's blanket. That's really strange. Oh, hang on. Hang on. We're talking about touch, aren't we? We said that just now. Oh, they feel really different. Now, hang on. Can I sand your head? That feels all rough and funny, doesn't it? That's really strange. Let's do it again. But then, this, that's lovely and soft. Feel it. Oh, they're very cuddly, Bubble and Squeak. I've never thought of you as cuddly, but you're very cuddly, aren't you? Oh, that's nice. So we've got two things because they're both things that you can feel something very different. Look, that's really rough and hard, and that's really soft. And you find those things out by touching them. That's really interesting, the way that we find out about the world by how things feel. I wonder if that's got some connection with our story today from the Bible. You think it might have? Well, I think maybe we ought to stop and listen to that story, don't you? And see what that's got to do with how things feel and touch. Let's do that, shall we?
Oh, hello. I've always liked wood. Ever since I was a boy. I remember walking through the forest with my family, and I remember enjoying just touching the trees and feeling the rough bark and If ever I saw a piece on the floor, I would pick it up and take it home and just enjoy touching the smooth inside and the rough outside of the tree bark. So it's not surprising that when I was older, I became a carpenter, working with wood. I set up a workshop at the back of our house, and my wife and I were very happy. My business was very successful, and we had a child, a little girl. It was when she was 4 that problems first started. I remember working with a piece of wood and not being able to feel it. There was something wrong with my fingers. I wasn't able to feel anything. I didn't think anything of it at first, but once I was cutting a piece of wood and I saw some blood on the floor and realised I'd cut my hand, and I hadn't even felt it. My wife told me to go and see the priest of the village. The priests were, like the doctors, very wise, and he told me what we suspected might be true, that I had the skin disease they call leprosy. I had to leave the village and live away from my family and everyone else. I lived in the caves nearby our village with the other people that had leprosy because it was very contagious. You could catch it really easily, and we weren't allowed to live in our village anymore, so we had to look after ourselves. It left nasty scars on our hands and our faces as our skin got worse and worse. One of the people there said that they had a neighbour, a woman, and she was bleeding inside for a long time, but one day she met someone called Jesus, and she reached out and touched his robe and was immediately made better inside. I'd heard about this man before and how he could heal people. And one day, he actually came to our village. I wanted to go and see him, and everyone said, he won't want you to get near him. But still I went, and I saw him coming with his friends, walking down the path. I didn't get too near, but I called out to him, Jesus, you can make me clean, if you want to. And you know what he said? He said, I do want to. And he got closer and closer and reached out and touched me. Immediately I knew something happened inside. It was like feeling hot and cold all at the same time, like the sunrise under my skin, like that feeling of walking outside on a winter's morning when the cool air first hits your face. I just knew that I was made better again. And there was no scars or marks on my hands anymore. And best of all, I could feel again. I could feel my skin. I could touch my hands, and I was better. He said to me, go to the priest and he will tell you that you're better, and you can offer the right sacrifices and the right offerings to the Lord. Well, I didn't do that at first. I went home straight away, and everyone saw that I was better, and I told them all about the person who made me better. I wish I did what Jesus said at first, because it was difficult for him to enter our village because everyone would crowd round him straight away, but I just knew I was well again. They say that Jesus was a carpenter as well before he started this special work of telling everyone about the kingdom of God. I wish I had time to ask him about wood, what he thought about it, whether he would ever work with it again. I don't know. What I do know is he gave me my life back, and I can feel again. For that, I'm very thankful to him.
Wow, that was a good story, wasn't it? Yeah, I think you're right, Squeak. It must have been so hard for that man not being able to feel how things were with his hands. Yeah, you're right, Bubble. Losing your sense of touch, it's very strange, isn't it? That would be so difficult. But I tell you what, I bet he was able to feel when Jesus touched him. Yeah, because no one would have done that, would they? No one would have touched him for ages. And then when Jesus did, that must have felt so special for him. What an amazing story that was, yeah. Well, it's strange how things feel, isn't it? The things that we like the feel of is good. It's how we find out about the world around us, isn't it, really? The thing you like the most. What's the feeling you like the most is laying down on the floor and reading a book so you can feel the pages. That's a good thing, because you're bookworms, aren't you? And bookworms love books, and books feel really nice somehow, don't they? You want to go off and do some reading? Okay, well, you go and enjoy the feel of the book you're reading, and we'll see you again very soon. I've really enjoyed you helping me with these assemblies. You have fun, won't you? Enjoy your book. Okay, bye-bye. Take care. All the senses, whether it's eyes, ears, our smell, our taste, they help us find out about the world around us, and our sense of touch is the same. Maybe you could do something for me. Maybe while you're sitting there, just do this. How's your hair feel? Does it feel strange? And now, the little table or desk just in front of you, does that feel different? You see, everything has a slightly different feel to it. I don't know if you've noticed on these assemblies, but sometimes when I'm talking to you without even realising I'm doing this, I'm twiddling because I think probably I just like the feel of this little toggle in my hands. You see, Christians believe that God made the world so amazingly rich and different, and he made us with our senses to be able to experience all those differences, whether it's the different flavours of food, the different sights of the world around us, the different sounds, from a song you really like to someone shouting at you because you've done something wrong, all those different sounds, the different smells. God made an amazing world, and all of our senses are really important in finding out about it. Even touch, which maybe isn't the one we'd think of first of all as being most important. But the thing is, they're all important. And Christians believe that just as God made all of our senses as important, God made all of us as important. Every single one of us is important to him. And that's something we can thank God for. So I'm going to say a prayer now, and I'm going to thank God for all our senses and how much fun we've had exploring them. And I'm also going to ask him to help us to remember that every single one of us is important, whether we feel like it at first or not. So if you'd like to join in, close your eyes and say amen at the end, or maybe you can just listen. Dear Lord, thank you for all our senses, for our sight and our hearing and our taste and our smell and our touch. Thank you for this wonderful world that you've made that we can enjoy through them. Help us, Lord, to be aware of those who maybe struggle with some of those people who find it hard to see or to hear, and help us to be sensitive to them and to their needs. But Lord, thank you that all of our senses are important, and thank you that every single one of us is important to you. Help us always to remember that, and help us to remember to treat each other well because of it. Amen. Thank you. See you soon.